Hey everybody, welcome. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to set up a Ubuntu machine on Linode. This could be on any provider, so it could be DigitalOcean because Google, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Because once we're logged into the machine, it's just a machine. But I'm going to walk through here on how to set this up on Linode. It'll just take us a second here. So create an account, obviously, log in, and then we're going to go to create, and we're going to create a Linode. And I'm going to select here Ubuntu 22.04 LTS for long-term support. And then for a region, I'll select Newark, New Jersey. This could be any one of the regions. I guess if you have a lot of traffic from, say, the Northeast, then you probably want to select Newark. If you have a lot of traffic coming from Texas, maybe Texas would be better than Dallas, but I don't think it really matters that much. As far as a plan, I'm just going to go with a basic plan here. So I'm going to select the shared, and then I'll select the $5 a month plan here. And then down here, I'll call this Ubuntu server, and you can select any name you want. And we don't have to add any tags. As far as a password goes, I'm going to put in here Ubuntu 2024, and then I'll do exclamation at. That should be okay. I'm going to copy that. And then we'll add an SSH key later on. And then all this stuff is good to go. We don't have to select anything else. We'll say create. And then here, this will take probably like 3 minutes or so, not very long. And this will say running. Once it's up and running, it'll say running. All right, so it is running now. And then what we want to do next here is grab this here. I'm on a Windows machine, and I'm going to show you here in a minute how we can set up Bash. But for now, what we can do is, let me just go over to my other screen here and grab a terminal. So I'm just going to type in terminal, open that up, and then I'll drag it over here. And then what I did was I just copied this here. So if you hover over this, you can copy it. And then I think I did, yeah. So then we can just put that in there, press enter. And then here what we want to do is say yes. And then we need to enter that password. So whatever password you had set up, let me get mine here again. And just paste that in. And it looks like we got logged in. Cool. Next thing we want to do is we want to update this machine. I'm going to have a markdown file that you can copy all these commands from. So the links are going to be in the description, right? Yeah, paste in the command and press enter. This will take probably about 3-4 minutes to run through, but I may pause during it and then I'll come back and we'll move on from there. All right, so I'm popping back in here. It says there's a newer kernel available. I'm not sure if you'll get this message, but what we're going to do here, if you do, it just says restarting system. You should consider rebooting. So I'm going to say okay on that. And then it's asking me here what services should be restarted. I'm just going to leave these as the default here and then select OK. But what I'm going to do here is let this run through. But what I'm going to do here now is say reboot. Just like that, and press enter. It's going to close the connection, obviously, because it's shut the machine down. And this will take probably like 3 or 4 minutes for it to reboot. You probably should do the same thing, I'm thinking. Try to reboot your machine, especially if you got that message. All right, I'm going to try to go back in here, just hitting the up arrow to get the last command back, SSH root, and I'll say yes. Password. I'm going to run through this again here. This sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. Let's run that. All right. So it looks like everything was good to go. All right, so we'll leave it here. Come back and we're going to set up SSH. I'm going to show you how to, a bash terminal so we can set up SSH on Windows. If you're using a Mac or a Linux machine, then you won't have to worry about doing this, but I'll run through it here because I'm assuming a lot of you are using Windows. All right, see you in a sec. Thanks.